come.
Betsy, anybody here from
That's,
Betsy?
yeah, she said she wasn't coming.
Okay.
She has a sick dog,
Ah,
emergency. I thought she was going to churches, but she said she was in Burlington.
oh, really?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't hear after the first note.
Yeah, so she's
So I
not,
wasn't sure.
Most veterinarians around won't see emergencies anymore.
No.
yeah, she's having trouble with her. I don't
It's
know what's
like-
wrong with her dog, but
Right.
something's up.
I got really turned off with my
Get
first
2
large
minutes, so we'll
animal
wait 2
Yep.
minutes.
emergency. I was a small animal client, but not a large animal client. So, thank you very much. We won't be out. So that was my
Was
last
that
small
an
animal.
animal?
Mhm.
And they're one of the only ones that will see for small animals if you've been going there.
Well, I quit going
most-
there. I went to
mo-
Town and Country after that.
Yeah, but Town and Country won't see you for an emergency period,
Yeah.
period. for
Right.
Anything.
I have a friend that has a small animal. She was a climber. Oh, that's for me to take home. Yes, yay. You can't animal clinic didn't see her, so she went to Augsburg. Clinic in Augsburg near Bridge and Court. She was a past client of theirs, and they took her right in for an emergency.
Surprising.
Yeah.
It's an,
My large animal that I went with Joel Ness's on, he was phenomenal in an emergency. It's great to triage, but call him for anything scheduled and he wouldn't reply to my phone
Yeah.
call. Because he was constant. I don't know how he always looked dead on his feet every single time I saw him.
It's because he is.
Yeah.
He's he's not in good financial shape
Yeah.
because he's
Eric
got
wasn't here on the
oodles of
12th.
customers out there that don't
Minutes,
pay
But
him.
we have 3 with
And
Really?
Ian and
at the
I.
point where I
Okay.
retired,
Minutes from the 12th.
he was.
I know it's not on the
with
agenda for the
major
12th.
drug supply
Oh, right. Yeah, because I wasn't sure if they were going to be
Wow.
because he couldn't afford
ready
it.
or not.
He's
No
doing all
problem.
his work and he couldn't afford to pay his bills. And he
It
had
is
no
6 o'clock.
inventory.
Kayla's on,
Because
but
nobody-
the
Kayla.
angle is a little weird. Sorry about that. I couldn't
Really?
get the owl for tonight.
And
No, we're not gonna see upstairs.
You couldn't-
I always paid
you
him
couldn't-
before he left the driveway.
They
Yeah,
have
but
the,
you couldn't
set
walk
up
into his
downstairs
office and buy
for a
a bottle of
they do.
Pepsi
Yeah.
Because he didn't have.
There's a-
Tom
I
Bassett
didn't-
was with
The way
us
I
that
heard it.
meeting.
Yes,
last
on
few
Minor
years, he
Street.
was
It's at
working,
6:30.
You know, came out to see
Okay.
me was, he
So that's
said,
why
we're a
I
little
couldn't
hole in
find
the wall.
anybody.
I didn't realize his office even
So
existed.
it's 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Let's do it. We'll
Yes.
call the meeting to order. Are you guys ready? You ready?
Sorry. Yep.
We'll call the meeting to order.
Yes.
It's 6 o'clock. We do have a quorum. I do expect Bill to come. And Betsy not to come. She's gonna.
And Siggy. you were here.
And Siggy should be here. I bet we're thinking 6:30.
We
Tonight's
scheduled- we
meeting is
scheduled for 6
6:30,
o'clock.
but we scheduled it for 6 o'clock.
Have we,
But
have
we
you
do
ever
have a
had a
quorum.
meeting with 6:30?
Last week.
Oh,
Yeah, it varies.
You weren't there.
no.
I know.
I don't even know. what-
So let's look at the minutes from September the 6th.
Oh, that was the, okay, that was the other one. I'm like, I don't even know about that meeting. No, go ahead. Sorry.
And I've already looked at them. so When you're ready.
I make a motion, we approve these minutes.
Nobody else. I'll second it.
All right,
This is
and
for
Eric, you were here on the 6th.
Yes.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? All right, carried. On September 12th, you weren't here, Eric, but Leanne and John and I were here.
I just wanna, on the other was my motion
On the
to,
6th,
no, this one we're gonna do now on
On
the
the
12th,
12th?
yeah. So, I had a motion to include Bill Buchan and B&L, on our meetings.
Yeah.
And, but it was noted by Mike that there's already a standing invitation. So I just wanted to make sure we're good.
Motion. was
Yes, we're
made
good.
by
Yes,
John.
yes.
Yeah.
Mr.
Everybody
Buchanan
else.
cannot, he has a
Oh,
town board
wow.
meeting tonight.
So-
he cannot attend.
What we're good at is they always know that
Yes.
what's, if solar is on the
Yes, sir.
agenda.
So is that wording okay?
Yes, that's fine.
We're approving the September 12th. minutes.
Got it.
Do you have them?
I do.
Bill, you have them?
But I'm not
Fair
voting,
enough.
right? Like Ian's voting.
No, you're voting.
Yeah.
Why am I voting?
Oh, no, Eric's voting.
Eric's
sorry.
voting.
Eric.
Oh, Eric is voting? Okay, so Eric
Yes.
can vote.
I'll
And then
explain.
Is
Ian will
that,
vote
is
after
that
you.
official that you are a
Yes,
full-time member?
yes.
I'm a full-time alternate.
No.
No.
No,
You're a full-time member.
Oh.
Is he a full-time member or is Ian? a
No.
full-time?
No, Ian will happen when you leave.
When I was.
so Ian will come for you.
Well,
and Eric
congratulations,
will-
Right,
Eric.
thank you.
You are a
Okay,
full-time.
And we have an alternate in the works?
okay.
You do?
Yes.
Well,
Another one?
besides Ziggy?
Another one, yes.
Oh, good.
And unfortunately,
Training.
his last name is,
Bar for bar.
All
Oh, I
right.
thought he said he wasn't quite ready to come on.
no, he told me,
Well, who is
He
this,
emailed-
honey? I'm sorry.
Dakota,
Cody.
John's
Oh,
son.
okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, wouldn't that be sweet to have Cody here?
Sweet.
I'm really sad that I'm not gonna be part of
Well,
it.
you can stay.
I know, 'cause
And you can
know,
visit.
I like
Don't be
Cody.
sad, just stay.
Be an alternate.
Anyway,
You can move to
September
the
12
alternate.
minutes. I'll entertain a motion whenever anyone is ready or.
John's always ready.
Well, I did the last one, so you do this one again. Go ahead.
I moved to accept the minute.
I'll second.
In a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Favor of.
Am I supposed to say aye?
Okay, you can still,
Can
I
I
still
still say
expect
aye?
your input, Ziggy.
Oh, no, I'm not,
You are here as a full-time
I will.
member.
okay. Aye.
Any discussion? All right. All those in favor? We already said aye, so
Yes,
it's
we did.
their move for both. Yay.
Yay!
I think we only have one more step. It's September, right?
Yes, I'm getting on top of them.
Good job
all.
on those, Jen.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I have
job.
to get a recording from Mike on one of them, so I gotta grab that from you tomorrow.
Oh, those were fast.
Okay,
Yeah, I
great.
think they're fast. All right,
Yep.
so we're here to discuss the solar project at 22 Nickerson Road in Canton, New York. The request came from Derek Sanderson. It's a solar group, FFPNY Canton Project 1 LLC. Is that it?
That's the project company.
Okay.
4-foot tower.
It's requesting a special permit and site plan review for the purpose of a 5 megawatt alternating current solar system. And it varies, the acreage varies depending upon what document I looked at, anywhere from 23.9, 24.25, 23.95 to 25 acres. Just so you know, you need to get it consistent throughout your documents. On a 74.6 acre agricultural parcel, the tax map parcel is 103.001-1-3.1. It's located on 29 Nickerson Road. And also on your decommissioning plan, it says it's 22 Nickerson. Road. Yeah, so you know. So is it 29 Nickerson Road or 22 Nickerson Road?
As always, it's 22 Nickerson Road.
Okay,
Because when NIMO asked for a 911 address, that is a vacant parcel. So I went ahead and got an address assigned to it.
thank you. So just make sure everything is clear and says 22 Nickerson Road. The subject land is in the town of Canton, adjacent to the village boundary. It's in Ag District number 2. Per zoning law 70-24, the proposed project is in a rural zone and a major solar system is permitted in this area with a site plan review and a special permit. Per Article 6, 70-33 zoning law. Alternate energy systems requires a building permit and a site plan review. We need to indicate the potential effect on neighboring properties from noise, odor, aesthetics, health, or safety considerations of the system, and the system is required to be structurally and aesthetically maintained. The town board has directed the town planning board to be lead agency for secret pertaining to solar projects in the town. This project is a type 1 action because it involves more than 25 acres and is therefore requires a full seeker and a coordinated review with involved and interested parties. The project was referred to St. Lawrence County Planning Board because it's located within 500 feet of the village boundary and it is a farm operation in an agricultural district. On October 13, 2022, the St. Lawrence County Planning Board disapproved the special permit for this project. The St. Lawrence County Planning Board expressed their ongoing concerns about the siting of solar energy systems on prime farmland, which can adversely affect the long-term viability of the county's agricultural industry. Solar energy facilities proposed in the township of Canton are projected to displace 10% of Canton's prime and prime drained soils available for ag production. This is the highest displacement of any town in the county. Per Article 3 of permits on zoning law 70-11, this is a pre-application conference for this project. And it's located in 70-24 rural zone, and solar systems are allowed in the zone by special permit. We've all received the St. Lawrence County Planning Board minutes, as well as DNL, our solar engineers consultants recommendations. But I'll let you guys go ahead and introduce yourself and present the project if you would.
Sure. My name is Christian Schlesinger. I'm with Forefront Power. We are the applicant and developer for the project. I'm a project manager here for this project. Have Megan Platt here from Arcadis.
Sure, I'm a civil and environmental engineer with the company and primarily overseeing all aspects of the project.
So this document
Yeah.
is from you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So do you want to talk briefly about the project to the planning board?
So this is it's a community solar project that we're looking to site here on this parcel. The parcel seems to be perfect for this type of installation. And
Do you want to go ahead and show us the site plans while you're right there? Just to keep everyone all on the same page.
Sure. So we have already consulted and we have a signed interconnection agreement with National Grid
Can you see it and did you see it?
to tie into their three-phase line along Canton Russell Road here. We do have the pole location that's shown on Nickerson Road. There will be the three-phase, there's single phase right now. I mean, that comes up the road here on Nickerson. We will extend, we've already discussed with National Grid to bring the three-phase up to this point where we would interconnect to their grid. So everything is currently in place with National Grid. We are scheduling to have the site staked as far as the entrance, the site access entrance, as well as the pole locations for a site visit with National Grid and their engineers, so they can continue with their design work. Looking to have that scheduled hopefully next month. That's it. I mean, it'll be, I think you guys have had, according to Mike and some discussions with him, and you guys have had some community solar applications already come through for your review. Yes, a whole bunch. Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, everything is going to be in accordance with NEC code, 7-foot fence, certainly surrounding the property. The county did bring up some ideas of vegetative buffering, which we are certainly open to understanding more about what the town and what the planning board would want to see there.
So there's none currently in the project.
It's not that they presented.
Well, we've already started, I don't know if it's on this set, right? It's on a newer set, but we've already begun to develop that landscape plan for some screening, for some vegetative screening from neighboring properties.
The newer set that was sent a couple weeks ago.
Right, I
Yeah,
think you have
It
it. Mike,
showed,
right?
it's in the Google Drive. It shows the buffering on
So
the front of Nickerson Road and
Extends.
25.
yeah, so in order to get the landscaping and buffer all along this side of the fence and all the way up, there will have to be some movement and some solar panels on here and some fence line movements in here as well, just to get the.
So what percent are you clearing? How many trees and shrubs are you taking off the property?
Generally, there's no clearing that needs to be conducted on
So,
this
so there's
site.
no clearing to put those panels down that you're-
This,
It's pretty much all meadow land right now. So this is an area which it really doesn't help too much, but these are trees over here and up through here and down here. Obviously, there's wetlands up in here that we're avoiding, so we're nowhere near there. but there's no clearing that will occur. Cutting of trees.
Oh, very good. And no herbicides or pesticides.
Nothing.
What are you gonna do? There, I think there's a natural spring,
Inside
Yeah.
the parcel. Correct.
so you're gonna stay,
It's over here, our limit of disturbance. So it's this blue line right here. And we are 100 feet off of that for safety factor. It's not a required buffer. And our LOD will be outside of that limit.
Where are the wetlands?
There are some wetlands up here. You can see them, there's the green patching. And then there's a couple in here that are not DEC regulated wetlands. They were delineated in the field wetlands. We will be adjusting the equipment pad here because part of it does hit into a part of the wetland. And we don't want to do that. So we'll move that pad out of that limit.
I didn't see any documentation from the DEC about no jurisdiction over wetlands. Did you get something from DEC?
Well, the DEC mapper, these aren't mapped wetlands. So these wetlands up here are mapped by the DEC. These are not. So if they're not mapped, the DEC doesn't.
So the adjacent ones are,
Yeah, which is why we stayed away from them.
okay, and what's your buffer on those DEC wetlands?
There's no required buffer off it, but we're at least, it looks like, at least like right here, we're probably 20 feet off of it from this tip, but the rest of it, we're outside of.
And is that from the fence or from the solar?
This
array?
is from the LOD, the limit of disturbance. So the fence line would be inside this.
So we probably need something from DEC saying that's acceptable. Usually we need to see 100-foot buffer to the wetlands for your limits of disturbance.
Depending on the type of wetland.
Okay, so just something formal from
Okay.
DEC would be great.
Okay.
Okay,
How about talking about the water, this, keep going, that.
Over
that
here.
water. How about talking about that?
Mhm.
Have you, in the springtime, that runs pretty good, but I'm just wondering, I look at this map here, where does it come from? Where does all that water come from?
the
I
feeder.
was just looking at it goes that way.
No, where does it, I know it goes that
I
way,
know,
but
I
where does
don't
it
know
come
where it
from to go
comes
that
from.
way?
I had a similar.
Well, I don't remember, but it looks, it always seems to me that it comes,
You know,
if I pass by these places. I'm
Well,
seeing it
I have
come
not
down
walked
through
on it
here.
because it's just an
I don't know.
hayfield. I've
On
driven
this
by
map,
it hundreds.
You only show, it just seems to start here and that's it. Where's it come
Well,
from?
there's a big pond there behind Parkway.
Oh.
And it may be draining out
Oh,
down
alright.
through here.
because there's a lot of water in spring.
Yeah.
That's in this
Yep.
little gully right here.
It doesn't stay in that gully.
But Parkway is over
Right.
over there.
and there's a large pond there.
Okay, that might be where it comes
And
from.
I'd have to look on the bigger map. I'm betting that's where it comes from and drains down. through.
When you say it doesn't stay there,
Just
it
there's
goes
some
this,
flooding.
it goes this way? Because this is a higher
Right.
elevation than we are down here.
It channels in, it forms a channel, comes
What's the
down, it
contour
really
of
flows
that
into
one?
a stream
1
like,
foot. The dash
Yeah,
lines
it's
are
1
1
foot.
foot.
1 foot. You're talking roughly 15, 20 feet there,
To that stream.
up to the
10
front,
feet. 10 feet.
10 feet.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, because when you pass by in a Russell Road, you're looking up
Mhm.
to this. Pretty good up.
So you might have to back it off to the 100-foot buffer, but depending on what DEC has to say about the stream and your wetlands.
Yeah, like I said before, we'll get some documentation for
Yes.
your request from DEC, but based on because these are PEM wetlands or classifications, they don't have any buffers. We kept it off 100 feet just to be
Oh, it is 100 feet up in that stream? I thought
from
it
that stream. Yeah,
was- What was the 10 foot then?
It was this wetland up here,
Right,
like this little
that little.
this little piece comes out.
Okay.
So that's only 10 feet, and then our fence line is another 20 feet off of that. And then the solar panels are another 20 feet from that.
Okay.
So it's probably about 50-foot distance between that little tip right there and the edge of the solar panel.
There were lots of recommendations from our solar engineer consultants, and you saw those, right?
Yes. Yep, we're addressing those. as we
Okay.
speak.
I'd like to go over some of those concerns, both for St. Lawrence County Planning Board and from the consultant, as well as maybe some other concerns that we're working on,
Okay,
if you're ready for that.
yeah, that's fine. We'll do our best to answer.
Okay.
Well, please sit down.
Yeah, please. And tell me your name. Is it Megan?
Megan.
And
Christian.
Christian.
Does anybody want this out?
So I'm going to start with the special use and the sign permit for the town code. All means of shutting down the photovoltaic. How do you say that?
Photovoltaic.
Thank you. I
Voltaic.
always struggle with that word. Solar energy system, it needs to be clearly marked on the site plans and the building permit application. It wasn't on your special use permit that was dated 9/26/2022. We also need your sign requirements on that permit, so you might want to look at that. I don't know who's responsible for the permit. Is it you, Christian?
So you'd like to see them as part of the construction documents, is that right?
No, in this Canton. Let me just see. Application for a special use permit also needs to include your sign. And also on your site plans, you need to add the means of shutting down the system. It needs to be on your permit application and to have something there on your site plan review. And also the St. Lawrence County Planning Board, comment number 6, recommends we impose the sunset provision of 1 calendar year for the applicant to secure the building permit for the project before the special use permit expires. That's the first time I've seen that specific recommendation. What do y'all think of that?
But looking, I think it's a standard.
It is
Once you start the process, you have a year
to
to.
finish it. So it's right on the permit. Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't know. I think it's just part of the planning and zoning. Planning regulation.
Okay. So
But you're right, I've never,
they've never put it in
I was gonna
writing
say
like
they've never-
that from
they've
the
never
planning
highlighted it.
board. So that's just related to your permit application.
Can you just repeat that one more time?
I'm gonna give you
Oh,
a
okay.
copy of this. I'll send it to Mike, and Mike can send it on to you. These are just my notes from both entities. in my review. Your solar law also states that the sign listing ownership and contact information plus the warning signs need to be on the equipment, and that wasn't submitted, so that part needs to be on the site plan. Add the sign dimensions, details on the proposed sign. It was comment number 33 from DNL, and also comment number 34. And to revise your site plans to add a clearly visible warning sign not to exceed 4 square feet concerning the voltage at the base of all pad mounted transformers and substations. Okay. Your lease, the lease from, is it Derek Sanderson?
Correct.
Yes. It was incomplete. BNL recommended that you resubmit that with the required exhibits that were missing. Okay. And then National Grid interconnection contract that was signed and submitted. That's compliant. I didn't see where we needed anything. And please jump in. You think there's anything we're missing. Transmission lines in the interconnection are requirements that it's placed underground. I didn't see where that piece was submitted. I noticed then St. Lawrence County Planning Board, they said there's 6 utility poles and they're placed 20 feet apart. Is that correct?
Yep, it's on the drawing.
man, are you here for the Minor Street?
Downstairs.
Oh,
So St. Lawrence County Planning Board, comment number 3, recommends all utility poles installed on the site be tall enough to provide an 18-foot clearance as measured from the shortest distance between the electrical lines and the final grade, so that if the poles remain, they will not interfere with the use of farm equipment if the land is put back into production. You saw that, right? And then BNL comment number 26 recommends revise the site plans to include notes on all buried utilities. And also, we'd like to see a schematic of your interconnections and the transmission lines on the site plan. Is an easement required for the interconnection?
There's always an easement agreement with the landowner so that National Grid can access their poles and their equipment. So that will come after their design work is complete. So there'll be a site visit first to confirm the stakeout of the poles and the entrance. Once National Grid okays that, we'll go back to the design tree and they'll start.
Isn't the easement inferred from the lease?
I'm sorry, I'm not following. Sorry.
Isn't the easement for the power line to go through, if you're saying that there may be an easement requirement from the landowner, Derek Sanderson?
There'll be an easement between National Grid and the landowner so that
Okay.
so that National Grid can access.
There's no highway or
No.
there's no highway easement. And add where the shutoff will be located within the interconnection poles to on the site plan. And add where the power interconnection is located. And just no, they're both different things. Add where that's located on your site plans too. Your equipment specification sheets that you submitted, I only saw them for the solar panels, not for your inverters or transformers or what have you, so we'll need those. Okay. The ag data statement, it's required because it's in an ag district. And there's one in here, but it's not completed and it's not signed, or it's basically a blank document on this ag data.
I noticed that when I printed it today, for some reason, when it printed, it printed blank.
It's totally blank.
But in the PDF it's there. So I don't know.
Just
but we'll
Megan,
resend
if you just send it to Mike, you can upload it into Google Drive and then you can see it.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's done. It's just not, it didn't print
It
off.
didn't print
No,
off.
because it was referenced in the county meeting as well, and they had a fully executed version.
I
The
think
B&L also commented that it wasn't there. So the county's got, but nobody else. Okay. Did you want to answer?
I think Andre, when you first sent your initial plan, that was one of my recommendations, and he said it was having a tough time catching up with Mr. Sanders to get it signed off on.
There were two boxes that needed to be checked off, and I had some trouble getting a hold of him. He was just busy, and but we finally tracked him down and we were able to get the information. So, and the signature.
I couldn't figure out how much of this land is prime if drained, and soil is of statewide importance. Do you know that information?
So the way that we did the calculations, based on the soil maps, the federal soil maps, the land is not currently drained. So we were at 8%. Soil. So
How about prime if drained? I read where the St. Lawrence County, their presentation said there were 40 acres that were tillable and tile drained. Is
there
that
are no tile drains on the property.
okay? So 8% is prime. What about prime if drained?
Well, I mean, you're saying if the field were drained, what would prime be?
You don't have to answer it
Yeah.
today. Just you can get back to me.
I'm not sure.
Get back to us on that. The St. Lawrence County Planning Board on their comment number 2 said recommends a plan that identifies how the land within the fenced area will be used to accommodate a compatible agriculture use while the array is in operation. So we're looking at, are you gonna put in pollinated plants? Are you going to use sheep grazing there? What agricultural use will there be on that land? If any, and it's a recommendation, it's not a requirement. Okay. And then B and L, the comment number 31, update your site plan drawings to indicate which soil types on sheet 0-01 are prime soils are drained. So they want it on the site plans too. Okay. And then comment number 30, clearly indicate removal of any prime ag soil from the subject property is prohibited in a note on your site plan. Okay. Comprehensive plan, section 5, resiliency and sustainability. The townwide recommendations, 5.4 is to promote alternative energy while prioritizing protection of prime land. So can the array be moved to avoid any prime lands? Is there any movement on this property of Mr. Sanderson?
I think what, we're trying to avoid the wetlands, obviously.
Yes.
And so we really don't, there's not much movement to the north or to the east, and we're along the property line to the west. South, so there really isn't much room for movement at all without impacting wetlands. It's not something we typically do.
Then B and L in their comment number 25, they said to include in your general notes on the site plans that there a designated environmental monitor will be on site whenever construction or restorative work is occurring on the agricultural land, and coordinate that with New York State Department of Ag and Markets Division of Land and Water Resources to develop a schedule of inspections and ensure compliance with the department's guidelines for agricultural mitigation for solar energy projects revised 4/19/2018. And then prior to construction, topsoil sampling to be performed by New York State Ag and Market Guidelines in their requirement section, and also include topsoil stockpiles on agricultural areas left in place prior to October 31st should be seeded with arrows with winter rye or equivalent at an application rate of 3 bushels per acre and mulch with straw mulch. So just include all of that in there. And then any topsoil removed from permanently converted ag areas should be temporarily stockpiled and eventually spread evenly in adjacent agricultural areas within the project limits of disturbance, however, not to significantly alter the hydrology of the area. And lastly, site restoration and material disposal to be performed by Department of Ag and Market Guidelines. These are all of that. Any questions about it? Or concerns? No, anybody?
Who does all that soil sampling?
Um,
You do that, or Mike, you do that?
No, they send it out, right?
Ag and Markets comes and does it, or you have somebody do it?
We do a
It'll be
board.
third party, and then we'll
Yeah.
we'll send the reports there.
Yeah. I think it's a soil boring.
Right.
And then your setbacks. You should have a table on the site plan drawing saying these are the required setbacks for solar and for the rural setbacks, and these are what they actually are. Okay. I know your setbacks in there say that your setback to the residence is 100 feet. And your side setback is 45 feet. Is that right? And your wetland buffer is 100 feet. I mean, 100 feet. I saw that on your site plan. Is anything I'm missing? No. So, and B and L also made that comment, number 28, provide a zoning table, data table, compares provided zoning requirements, minimum lot width, minimum setbacks, et cetera, and the actual proposed dimensions of the project. Then your fencing, you have a 2-inch mesh chain link fence 7 feet tall with a 6-inch wildlife gap. Is that correct? And the vehicle access gate looks like it's 20 feet wide, 7 feet tall with a 6-inch wildlife gap as well. So that's compliant. We don't need anything more than that. Your access road, you have a pervious access road in there. It's 20 feet wide. And near the utility pool area is 20 feet wide. as well. So our law is that it can't be more than 16 feet wide. So look at that, and it should be built along the field edges, and I'm not sure where it is.
That's a sheet there, right?
So, yeah.
Sheet goes in.
Yeah, so this is Nickerson Road, so it comes in and then so we can access our equipment pads.
Almost goes down the center of it.
That's-
Yeah.
That's designed for efficiency purposes, for the purpose of
Sure.
the system itself. We
Mhm.
always try to centralize the main equipment in the center of the array. And that provides the most efficiency as far as production of electricity.
And we've had other solar projects that have gone down the middle as well. But that is our policy, our law, that it needs to be built along the field edges, elevation contours and 16 feet wide and no impervious materials. So BNL comment number 32 is verify your access driveway turning radius. Verify how wide that is. And the comment number 37 is indicate on sheet C-05 that subgrade for the limited use pervious access road should be roughened where sheared and sealed by heavy equipment prior to the installation of the geogrid, geoweb, and crushed stone material. Okay. Safety, you need to share the information with the fire department chief. Okay, make sure that they're in agreement with that, and you should identify the shutdown on the site plan. That's a requirement. So BNL, comment number 51 is to provide a letter from the fire department acknowledging receipt of the site plan drawings and verifying approval of proposed access for fire and emergency vehicles. And they usually want you to have a knock box there on your gate. So I would add a knock box on your utility gate, and then BNL comment 35 is add the means of shutting down that system on the site plans and your building permit application. And St. Lawrence County Planning Board comment number 5, submit evidence that malware software has been installed. That's a recommendation. I'm sure you have malware. You just need to know that. Okay. Trees and existing vegetation, we already talked about it. We're working on that now. We need that landscaping plan. Zoning law 7033 alternate energy systems are requirements to reduce the impact on neighboring property owners. I didn't see anything there for the visual impact, so we're going to need a visual impact analysis, and I'll go over that in a little more detail in a minute. St. Lawrence County Planning Board said submit a robust landscaping plan to help visually screen your neighbors. You know that. The planting should consist of 6-foot-tall evergreen trees, excluding the cedar variety, because the deer like the cedar varieties here. Make sure it's within our hardiness zone. For I like a 3 myself, because
I
I
like a
think
3 myself.
I
I
think
still
4.
can't get used to 4.
I think the 4s, we
Yeah.
they tend to die off when we have really cold winters. Solar collection glare, our policy is minimize the reflected glare and or glint toward any inhabited buildings on adjacent properties and roads. We don't have a glare analysis, and the planning board or BNL comment number 23, submit a glare analysis. No location of it to the highway and to the residences. Noise analysis, we're required to minimize that. We don't have a noise analysis there, and BNL also made that comment. We need a noise analysis generated from the inverters to the nearest property line to demonstrate the noise impact associated with the operation of the solar facility is not an issue for neighbors. Should be performed in accordance with New York State DEC noise program policy. Visual impact analysis, as I said, we need a visual impact assessment of the proposed solar facility in accordance with New York State DEC guidance document titled Assessing and Mitigating Visual and Aesthetic Impacts. We need a viewshed analysis map, and we need photo simulations that depict the proposed solar array in relation to the project site from sensitive receptor locations in all directions. Include the neighboring residential properties and local roadways, and include the designated scenic byways if the solar array can be visible from any point of that byway. I think it's the Maples.
Yeah.
Maple City.
Store.
Oh, you know,
Yeah.
exterior lighting, is going to be any exterior lighting?
No.
No. And then your site plans, you need to identify and label your on-site slopes. Between 5% and 10% and greater than 10%. Put in your level spreaders, terraces, or beams or berms that might be needed where the solar panels are proposed at slopes greater than 5%. Are the slopes greater than 5%?
Flat side, I don't
Yeah.
think there's anything. There's anything over 5% on this.
Maybe right,
Yeah.
right at this edge.
Do you think it's all, none is greater than 10%?
It definitely not greater than.
That- And then comment number 29, provide the limits of the proposed lease area and access easement on the site plan. And then comment 36, revise the site plans to show silt fence installed along the contours for New York State standards and specifications for erosion and sediment control. And comment 39, are you proposing any grading?
No.
It's all going to be pile driven. 38, revise your notes on sheet C-02 to reference the correct details and sheet numbers. There must be some discrepancies there. And comment number 40, add to the plans that all details and locations of the major project components, like you're not doing battery storage on this, correct? Your inverters, your stormwater practices, are you gonna have level spreaders?
No.
Okay, your O&M plan, partially compliant, BNL number 42, wanted you to update, comment number 42, update it to include the project specific description or narrative, a map indicating the limits of the maintenance for the operator owner, the specific stormwater practices used on site and common issues for each of those practices, include inspections of stormwater structures for the lifetime of the solar facility, and comment number 43, you'll need a copy of your maintenance agreement as a condition of final approval. I didn't see it swept at all. There must have been one because the county saw it, but I didn't see it. So make sure Mike gets that. BNL saw you stuff. We just didn't, and the county saw it. And BNL had quite a few comments regarding the SWAP. One includes, in its comment number 24, describe your existing and proposed cover type as well as maintenance of proposed vegetative cover, soil testing results as required depending upon your proposed stormwater management practices, hydraulic and hydrologic modeling demonstrating that post-development peak flows are equal to or less than pre-development peak flows for the 110 and 100-year storm events. Show your calculations of all water quality and runoff reduction volume requirements are met. Use the green infrastructure worksheets available from New York State DEC website to complete those calculations. Show calculations confirming the adequate sizing of the vegetative and dry swales. Your O&M manual of all permanent stormwater management practices. Complete a notice of intent. Add construction sequencing plan, including the phasing plan for land clearance, stabilization, and installation vegetation. Add New York State DEC guidelines for decompaction, and add all your correspondence between regulatory agencies regarding land disturbance, and describe the construction means and methods to prevent disturbance during construction of the piles and security fence, which is required within the SWAP to verify that the installation of these elements within the CNS green wetlands will not be considered a regulated activity. That's stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if they actually had, I think their comment said, you didn't see a SWIP, but. should we do
Okay.
all this?
All
So I
right.
think they didn't see the
All right,
SWIP.
so do you have most of that done in your SWIP?
We do, we just want to go back and reconfirm all. of our
Okay, very good.
calculations based on some changes.
I looked at your decommissioning plan and also the St. Lawrence County Planning Board did and BNL did. You know what our requirements is, that we have a surety bond with escalator plan, your lease details need to be there, the infrastructure removal and site remediation, the cost estimate and ownership change. It needs to include all of those things under decommissioning. The St. Lawrence County Planning Board, comment number 4, omit your salvage values of the facility, equipment, and materials, and revise to say irrevocable line of credit as a form of financial assurance that may be secured by the applicant. And then B&L comment number 44, revise the project address to be consistent throughout the decommissioning plan. B&L comment number 45, revise your itemized decommissioning cost estimate based on the actual quantities of equipment and materials. We just gave a generalized, but we want it for, I think you got 12,090 or something panels.
Yeah, we'll do a breakdown.
Yeah, break it all down. And add the associated labor cost, dismantle it, and how much it's gonna cost. Rent the haul truck or whatever, and all of the costs for disposal fees, including your tipping fees, needs to be on there. And eliminate your salvage value credit that's on there, that's comment number 46. And I know B&L has asked for a letter from the disposal recycling plant that today they would accept that, but I don't know why we need to keep asking them for every solar project, right? We already have that. What do you guys think? Do we need a letter for every solar project?
Right now, they say they'll take it.
Right now, they say they take it,
Yeah,
and whether it's for you or for somebody else, I don't see where that's relevant, so.
So my concern on that is that they say they'll take it today,
Yeah,
but the next one they come in 3 months from now, 6 months from now, then they may have changed their mind.
so maybe we should ask. for it. Is that what
I
you're saying?
like it. I think it's a easy
All right,
box to check.
okay, so go ahead and ask for that.
Sorry.
Please.
That's okay. Item number 47, including your decommissioning plan statement that at least 60 days prior to the end of each successive 3-year period after the execution of this agreement, the owner shall provide the town with an updated decommissioning plan, setting forth an updated estimate for the decommissioning of the project, which updated estimate shall be subject to review and approval by the town. And then I'm not gonna read all that. And then comment number 4 is provide the amount of the decommissioning bond or financial security to the town of Canton to be equivalent to 125% of the estimated cost to conduct the site decommissioning and site restoration. Include supporting language if the ownership changes, that you'll notify us with the address and the name and phone number and email, whatever. Pilot agreements also required. And that's comment number 49, set by B&L. I don't know where you are with that. Community benefit plan as well, with comment number 49. We're gonna need a document from New York State Office of Parks, Recreation, and Historic Preservation of no effect. I didn't see that there. DEC, we already talked about the wetlands, that they have no jurisdiction. Egg and markets will need a notice of intent submitted as part of your NYSERDA. You're gonna be NYSERDA. Yep. And that will be required for your referral to egg and market. So we'll need something from the Army Corps of Engineers stating jurisdiction of the wetlands as stated in Secret Part 1. That's the end of my notes from all of it. Anybody have anything else? Okay, I'm not sure, we're really not ready to do Part 1. There's quite a few issues on Part 1 from B&O, and you saw those, right? And we're gonna need that SHPO requirement to know effect, and we'll need something on the wetlands as well before we can approve Part 1.
Okay.
We can go over it if you want.
That's fine. No, she will have requested additional information. Google Maps doesn't work here for Street View, so I had to get some videos. Yeah, I had to get some videos and photos of the project area while I was up here today, so I'll submit those. to
Try
them.
Bing Maps.
Yeah, they. Information on how photos were taken, so. Then what they request.
And remember, your total acreage on this is 74.6. And whatever whatever your acreage is to be physically disturbed. On here, you have 23.95. So whatever that area is, it should be consistent. Secondary, is lots of discrepancies there.
Panels are 20 feet height.
20 feet tall. Right? Your panels are going to be 20 feet tall. Yeah.
Trees are gonna go to cover
I
that.
was gonna say,
How come so tall?
that's high, isn't it?
The way that so this is a east-west orientation, so we're gonna be trackers, right?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So when they're tracking like this, we're gonna
Right, I got you.
at the
That's what
highest,
I
at the
wanted.
highest point
Not
when
stable,
it's,
but track.
right,
Got it.
So they're bifacial, right?
correct.
Right.
They are
So
bifacial.
then,
So these are different from the previous projects. I think they were like 14 feet high.
Right.
12, I
Yeah,
think. that
12,
They're
12
likely,
or 14.
yeah, it depends on what the orientation is, sometimes they'll do it in portrait, like 2 or 3 high, or they'll do it in landscape and they'll do 4 high, there's variations on the type of racking that you use for fixed installations. With these, we'll do, it's 1 and 1, so again, it'll track with the sun, east and west.
And when you say one-on-one, what does that mean?
1 over 1, so it'll be 2 port, one, it'll be, one this way and then another one right above, like that, and it'll track
like
the sun this way as the sun goes east to west.
So do you see that as a problem with masking the whole thing from the public? As being so tall?
No, because it's also line of sight, if you're on the road or if you're on a neighbor's property, something like that, we're looking up, so you take the tree elevation into consideration, the line of sight will certainly block those.
So how long do you think the neighbors on the Nickerson Road on the left side of the road will be masked from the project? What would it take, 5, 6, 7 years for that to happen?
Right now, you don't have any vegetative screening in there, right?
Right, now we're gonna put in 6 more trees.
and they
Over on
don't know
this
what
side,
they're
you're
going
saying.
to put in.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, 'cause we don't have a.
That was the
landscaping
first thing
plan.
that jumped out at me is the fact that this is a highly visible location
Mhm.
with no vegetative screening.
Well, there's gonna be vegetative screening, we're.
Again, the
currently
question is
developing-
how long until it actually is effective with 20-foot towers.
Well, we can provide, first of all, we'll provide the exact height of what that is. We're throwing in 20 feet right now. And it'll depend also on the grade of the site itself. So we can determine exactly along here. I'm sorry. Yeah, it would be along these roads here, because you're saying the exposure along here is.
Well,
along
that
Nickerson
one and
Road.
this one, there's high, this is a dead end road. This can be local traffic. This right here is gonna see a lot of traffic.
So I think you're gonna see their visual impact analysis when they do those photo simulations. It'll give you a clear idea of what that impact is
Okay.
going to be, as well as whatever vegetation they plan on using for screening purposes, because I don't think Christian or Megan know that yet, correct?
No, we have not done
They haven't done that
Yeah,
part of the plan.
Okay.
yet.
So you'll have the picture of what it looks like today, or it looks like with the full. Out there.
We'll do a view shed analysis with it and map it all out.
There is some pretty thick buffer already existing in a good portion of this, these properties along Canton Road. So you're already buffered, up to, say, this point here. There's also an area here. So as you come across between this, and this, it's already screened pretty well from the road, I'm saying.
Okay.
And if people are,
Like I said, I drive by it every day.
yeah, I understand. No, you can see through. There's no doubt. I agree with you. But there is some existing. I thought you were mentioning along here, but yes, we'll take that into consideration, as with the line of sight and the visual impact study.
Are they tilling that, or are they using it for
It's in
hay
hay right
production? They're taking hay off from it now? Okay. And does that property receive an ag valuation?
No.
It does not.
People that have this ag land and don't have ag taxes on it.
Well, And maybe they don't.
There's a $10,000
Because it's
threshold.
$10,000.
If they don't
You have
do
to,
10,000, but if whoever's taking that.
No, I-
no
yeah.
more than 10,000.
well, I don't know, like I said, Derek approached me about 5 years ago to pay that.
Oh,
And the other reason, the land's not valuable enough.
Right.
The assessed value of it isn't high enough to get the ad.
There's a threshold for that?
Oh, yes.
Really?
Or doesn't meet that threshold, huh? So let me ask you, when do you think you'll have everything ready? I don't think we need to have it all entirely ready for seeker part one,
Okay,
but we need enough of the information, regarding the wetlands and the SHPO in the seeker part one revised pretty significantly.
right, so the seeker revision itself, we
Mhm.
can take it this week, right?
What about the SHPO? Have you already asked that?
The ship where they're waiting for me to go back to the office and send the stuff that I collected for them today.
Are they pretty fast with their turnaround?
I knew that answer.
That was really clear.
Now that there's a person assigned to it, that we have direct contact with, that it will go much quicker. To get to this point took a lot of effort. to
All
get
right, let me ask the board, how important is it to know SHPO before we do seeker part one? Because we can always get that for part two and part three, right?
Yeah.
Don't you think?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, if you go after the B and L comments rigorously and
Right.
beat them, I mean, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, they're currently being addressed.
So then,
Yeah, they're not being-
you can turn around the seeker part one then pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Within how many days?
I would say by the end of the week, part one will be finished.
Okay,
And
so,
we'll try to get the DEC letter regarding the wetlands as
All right.
well.
all right, let's try to set up another meeting for this project. Before I leave, if you want.
We don't have anything next week.
Yikes.
We don't.
Um,
Yeah, but
Say
That's
next
Thanksgiving
week's
too. Thanksgiving is,
Thanksgiving.
so this, based on our little survey that we did before, I'm looking at just getting a quorum. So the best dates would be Wednesday, which is too soon, right? 11/21, 11/22, and 12/1. We would have a quorum.
12/1 is Thursday.
no, 12 on Thursday.
When I didn't look beyond 12/1.
I'm not available the 22nd. That does not mean you can't do it without me, but I am not
And
available
I
the
don't know what
22nd.
day 11/21 is.
Monday.
Otherwise, a Monday.
And Eric, I know you can't.
I can't, no, I'm every other week.
Yeah, I can't. next week.
And Bill, I don't, 11/21 with Betsy, John, Ziggy, and Ian and myself. So we'd have 5 members here. So that's a quorum.
On what, 21st?
On the
on
21st.
the
A week from
21st.
today.
Are you here the 21st?
I can be, it'll be tight, but I can be here.
Does that work?
Yep.
All right. You want to keep it at 6?
Yeah, 6 is good.
Yeah.
Keep it so everybody knows, 6 o'clock.
It's hard. Okay, so 11/21, 6 o'clock, and we'll try to get your secret part one done and sent out, and then you'll have 30 days, a little more than 30 days to get the rest of it done. How does that work?
That's fine.
Okay, all right, so we're done with your project this month.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Nice to
yeah,
meet you
thank you
both,
all.
and we'll see you next week.
Where are you folks out of?
Pardon?
Where are you out of?
Connecticut.
Where? Are you both from Connecticut?
Syracuse.
Oh, very good. You're not going back tonight?
Oh, okay.
Are you?
Yes,
Oh,
I know.
yeah. It's nice out.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
And Stratford.
Yeah, sure.
My husband over McDonald's in Stratford and Bridgeton.
Oh, is that right? Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, they're all real close to me.
yep,
Small world, right?
it is.
Deb, if you can get me your notes
I will. I'll send them
within
to
the
you.
next day or so, I should be able to quickly turn around today's
Yeah.
for next week.
Oh,
Well,
look
travel
at
safe.
that. Look
Thank
at that.
you.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you. We'll see you next week.
Send the information to me so I can.
Yeah, and I'll send mine. I'll get it done for tomorrow. We'll send it out by now. You
Okay,
want them, okay?
perfect. Thank
Thank
you.
you. All right,
Good
so
night, thanks.
Thank
Going
you.
on with-
Good
going on
night.
with the agenda then, the
Okay.
Cypress Creek issues, we're gonna table it because Bill Buchanan had some comments that he wanted to
He
share.
wants to be in
with-
person.
Were they just still asking for
A revision
a revision of
Remind me which-
language?
of
I mean,
the,
Which?
County Route 27.
this is,
Did I send it to you, Mrs. Backus?
yeah, I got it, County Road 27. Such minor crap.
Yeah.
For example,
And being requested by the solar company.
that attorney, that
Yeah.
he just makes me nuts.
They
And I hate to admit that, but he does since day one. When he came here and his presentation was, listen, you guys, you can override the St. Louis County
Oh,
Planning
no, it
Board.
was the
And he
other
went on
guy.
about,
Yeah,
this is your job to,
Hmm.
Capitals and.
yeah, stupid stuff.
Dude, I'm not in preschool anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of really,
Is that the guy with the dark suit you're talking about?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he sat over there at the last meeting and the first meeting, he sat right next to me and I just went, anyway.
So,
Just
yeah,
some
Mr.
minor things. and I'll
Should I
pass
turn
it
off the
around.
record?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I looked at
The wording.
I
mean,
highlighted it. It's
Oh, yeah.
kind
But
of
didn't
minor
we,
stuff.
I thought we addressed it. I thought
We
told
already
him.
revised it
We
once.
revised it
Yeah.
once, but then he had more time to study it.
Oh,
It's,
oh,
and Mr.
And he's a
Buchanan
lawyer.
said it's a lot of.
He's an attorney from New York City.
And he thinks we're a bunch of yahoos out here.
oh dear.
Okay.
But yeah, Mr. Buchanan wants, because he wants to be in person because they
What's the chances of fitting it in next Monday?
You can
I
ask
think-
him.
I can ask him, he'll be here.
Because the
Wednesday. He'll
secret
be here
part
Thursday.
one,
I thought he was gonna be here today. Or he
No,
just
he
couldn't
had,
call.
but
Oh,
the secret part one for this one won't take us that long.
I'll ask
Yeah.
him, I'll ask him.
Should be
if I
pretty
can.
quick.
And Bill's thing shouldn't take that long either.
Should-
We could do Bill first.
We could.
So we don't have to hold
I'll
him up.
find out.
Or we could, he'll probably spend the night. She'll probably go back to Syracuse. And Bill doesn't live that far away either.
But he
does
could zoom it though.
Stan
He
chat.
could, if he zooms it.
No, but I think he wants to be here in person.
Yeah, that's
No,
what I
in
said.
person Zoom.
Oh,
He said in person, but
And those
Oh,
other guys
alright.
gonna come?
Live
It's not
responses.
Bill.
Why,
The
yeah.
guy, the guy in the black
he
suit?
wants people to
Come?
talk.
No, I hope not.
Oh.
I hope not, John. Anyway, future meetings, we have 11/28, we're doing Mead
All
Road.
right. Oh,
First 11/21 for this meeting, right?
Got it. And then 11:28 for me, yeah.
That's a public, that's a
11/28
public
for
hearing.
me is
Yes.
public hearing, and hopefully we can wrap it up. 11/29, we're doing the zoning code review.
Oh,
Right.
no,
What do you mean? You said you could come then.
I know. Never mind, I will come. I have to go, I have to tell Garden Share that I can't come to them.
Everybody got taxi said they could come on the 29th.
29th at
At
At what time?
6,
Six.
At
not
6.
6:30.
Six.
6.
All right.
6:30 come from.
I thought that.
It was-
Because we
no,
did one
last
at
week.
6:30.
And then one at 6:30.
Just one.
And that was like scheduled by someone else, wasn't
All right,
it?
so.
That was a
I have to
separate
tell
thing.
Garden Share
We
that I
were just
can't.
extras.
All right.
In 12/5, we said we'd do
Hmm,
County Route 310,
Public meeting.
public hearing.
Okay,
hmm, I
uh,
don't know. Probably, yeah. But you won't.
I might. I might need to. We decided that meeting a long time ago. You're gonna miss Garden Share again.
well,
It's
did you
okay.
get that email on?
What date are we? December?
December 5th.
Old DeKalb Road.
No, 310.
Yes,
Oh, what
no,
about it?
yes. No,
There's,
It's not
Can you
me.
do the 5th?
I cannot.
they believe they can have it completed,
I'd rather-
but there's a bird issue on 310.
A what?
They have to do a bird study by the VEC is requiring them to do a
Which
bird
bird?
study.
Is that the migratory birds?
Yes,
That was included in the report.
yeah,
before,
but they
and I-
want them to do a study on it, but Joe said he should have it done before December 5th. If they don't, then
We can do it as a,
Are we talking 310 right now?
yeah. we can
Yeah.
do
We
it.
have time. Can you share this,
This?
this letter from
I
Mike?
haven't read it yet.
Oh. What do you
But I
think he
can
said?
read it if you
Yeah.
want.
Real quick,
the same thing.
if we have to cancel 12/5, that's a public hearing. So I would need
No, we'll still have it.
Shoot, okay,
We'll have the public hearing.
just making
anyway.
sure.
We might not be able to do secret part 2 and 3, but
Okay.
we'll still do the public hearing, okay, Jenny?
Okay, perfect.
then I
Just
think-
so I know.
Which project on the fifth?
310.
310.
And then, Old DeKalb Road is ready.
Yes, yes.
We met, we had a preliminary for Old DeKalb Road last month. Right.
No, September.
Yeah.
In
well, I was-
September?
September, yeah.
I missed that one.
Do you wanna do Old DeKalb Road? You wanna do?
On when?
Actually, the old DeKalb
Yeah.
Road, they're pretty,
If they're,
they're,
if they're good, then let's do them.
they're pretty good. They're like way above everybody else.
Yeah, then let's do them.
I'm gonna suggest
On the
that,
first,
that we do them on the first.
on the first?
December
yeah.
1st.
I know not everyone can make that. I
Oh,
have
no.
John, Bill, Ziggy, Ian, Eric, I don't know if you can make it.
This is gonna
How
be,
many do you need?
No, I can't.
I
this
need
is gonna be a
three.
secret,
Oh,
this is
okay,
gonna be a
all
part
right.
1 deal.
All right, that's
Deb?
So we'll have,
Old DeKalb Road.
we'll be
is
secret
six.
part
What
1.
do we,
Yep.
secret one?
Maybe Dakota, if he gets his letter and so he can get appointed.
Let me take a look.
Letter.
Okay, good.
Okay,
Did
so
you get a letter?
I don't think so.
21st.
So we have 3 meetings
Oh, I
that
got,
week.
yeah, I
Just
got
just so everybody knows, we have a
after the fact
meeting
that I was
on
appointed.
Monday.
Yeah.
I didn't get a letter.
Monday,
You
We have a
Monday.
probably
meeting on
still a full
Monday,
board
that-
member.
No.
So we have 3 meetings that week,
I haven't
Monday,
been.
Tuesday, and Wednesday.
And then I'm
Monday,
done.
Tuesday, Thursday.
Then I'm done.
Oh, okay,
Trying to get it all in, John, before I leave
well,
you.
then we have one more. We have the public meeting on the 5th.
Right.
You're not, you're bombing out on the 7th, right?
I am. So the
Okay.
28th,
We're never gonna be done.
the 29th,
Shush it.
the 21st, the 28th, the 29th, the 1st, and the 5th. And I hope you don't
That's what I
mind, but I asked Mike Morgan to join us on the 29th when we go over
Nice,
the,
yeah.
the zoning code
Oh, that would be good.
revisions, because Mike Morgan was longtime chair before me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you might be able to convince them to come back and
come
be
back.
chair.
He's outstanding. He really is.
So will you be here for the 5th?
Mhm.
Even though you're,
The 7th is now,
oh, okay.
and that's.
How about the 17th?
No,
I mean,
no.
can't we just, how
I
about
have
the
to pack.
27th?
I have to
You know what
pack
you
for
should
3 months away and Christmas. Right, that's all I had.
When are you
leave?
leaving officially? Not, I don't mean the 7th, but when are you physically leaving this locale?
She's not gonna tell us.
Don't-
It's just gonna
but this is a-
disappear.
This is a
Christmas
segue
something.
into what we should be talking about tonight.
Oh, no, I-
Who's gonna take the helm of this deal?
Unless I was thinking Mike
Mike
Morgan
Morgan.
or John Casterly.
No,
Oh, yeah.
I'm not organized enough to do this.
John,
Like just what you
Look
did
at
just
you.
now. No.
but this is easy. I just got paste.
Yeah, but I don't have
As I
that stuff.
say.
You were doing
do
stuff
have
that I
that.
don't
Mike
know.
I've
gives
seen the
it to you.
stats from
Here's the-
all
here's
of
the-
the
I don't
different
have it. Here-
teams
it doesn't-
listed against the Canton runners. I know that you could do
Yeah,
this.
No, I'm a lot older now, Eric.
It's different. Here's the thing. You gotta, everybody, it doesn't matter. Bagging groceries, everybody does bagging groceries different.
They do.
Right.
They're gonna do
I
this
agree.
different,
Right.
okay?
It's up to you how you want to do it.
Like B and L said, they will run the meeting. They will run the secret part 1, secret part 2, secret part 3. So you have them,
They can moderate it. They can't
Moderate
run
it,
it. They're
yeah.
not members,
they're
right?
not- they can moderate it. So basically, anybody that takes the helm is really just gonna run, open the meeting, close the meeting, take the information. I mean,
They don't even have to open and close the meeting. They just have to do the data.
sign it.
So if none of us want to do it, that means one of us has to drop out of the board and the town board, then we'll try to find somebody to replace one of us to be the chairman, because we need a chairman.
Or whoever, if no one wants to be on it, the other person could just be an alternate.
What do
Keep
you
your
mean?
alternate.
Yeah,
Instead of the
I would be willing
alternates-
To drop back for an alternate, because I feel like I'm having a hard time keeping up.
I
Well,
tried that
like
now.
I said, I'm signed on as alternate.
Now, remember now,
My schedule is,
Bill
Well,
has,
we're kind of the bar contingent.
yeah.
Bill has predicted that these solar projects will taper off now because the capacity is, there's not
Right.
enough capacity
Yeah,
in the
these are,
system.
we're,
I mean, we don't
These are
have
done.
much
These are-
left,
Well,
right?
yeah, no, and everyone should have at least secret part one done.
But who's keeping track of the connections? Like these power companies are
Right.
talking to each other and saying, oh, well, I'm 12th on the list, so I'm not
National
gonna
Grid.
apply.
National Grid would know. I mean,
Okay, so
Well,
they're the
actually-
ones that are
adding
gonna
on.
tell,
I could send you a link.
but they're the National Grids is gonna be the one that tells the next applicant.
There's no
"We've got
more room."
tie-
No,
tie
I
in."
could, I could send you a link that'll show you exactly.
Okay,
There's nothing left?
There's nothing left.
okay.
Oh, okay,
And
good.
the other thing is drying up is the credit. So,
Right,
I
because
was
they
wondering
can't-
what was
yeah.
driving all
so,
these projects.
so you have 18 cents.
Dollars.
2 years ago, you're down to 11 cents.
Oh,
So
okay.
that 7 cents,
Oops, sorry.
it's a lot.
Uh-huh.
Who you want this
Well,
to
the
be?
other thing that I've been
Thanks,
mulling
Mike.
over and pondering here,
Thank you.
it seems like, you know, cart before the horse in a lot of situations here. It sounds like the community benefit award is gonna be determined after
Yeah.
they've already broken ground.
No, it's gonna be, that's,
Like, how did that happen? How do we not determine what we're getting
Okay,
before we
we're
allow
not
them
gonna-
to break ground?
we're not, here's the other thing. So we said through a meeting, we raise our building permit fee to $10,000 a megawatt. Great. That's great. But then all of a sudden you throw in
Last
the
time,
community benefit in the
when we
pilot.
did it by Zoom.
Oh, I think
Are we just
Mike had that.
making these
So
people
let me,
eat us? Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking of
I mean,
it. We can sign it
yeah,
next
what-
week.
what-
yeah, I will make sure that all the resolutions
Well,
are ready
I mean, I can.
for you next week.
I think everything's signed.
The
but
host
the one we
community,
did
think so.
they're trying to
I think
get
so.
$15,000.
This is probably.
Yeah.
Here's the lawyer's number.
$15,000 is chump change to these guys.
I assume you know about this. It's not.
Over 30
this
years.
meeting.
15 per megawatt. For 30.
Okay,
Yeah, it adds up.
yeah, I didn't realize. there
But you're
was a
right.
Per
So
megawatt.
We're
and
talking to Rich Road now?
No.
You're not talking to Rich Road.
Just in general.
Rich Road.
Do you want me to read this letter from the village?
I'd
about
like you to read it.
310?
Yeah.
Just the pilots for the ones we're doing.
Is that the one you
They're
sent?
gonna have a tremendous impact on the budget for the town. and school.
No, it's
No,
not.
this is from Mike Dalton.
It's like $300,000 a year.
Well, I mean, that's how we sell it to people that are, you know, saying, why are we putting
It's
up a
included in
310
this
or
one,
why are
so
we
you
putting
can
up a Nickerson Road?
Attach it.
Well, but
You know,
We
because
can't-
everybody, community members only see the
I
benefits of
don't
the
see-
landowner.
I don't see that we can deny one just because of what the pilot might be or whatever.
We can't.
No, no,
That's-
I get
that's
that,
not-
but I'm just
no,
saying.
Well, we don't know the part. We're not
Yeah.
gonna know that.
And
Oh, yeah, you are.
Oh,
We will?
well,
You'll know what the pilot, yeah.
but we can't base our decision on it.
No,
But we don't-
I got
we
that,
already
but I'm
approved the
just saying
project.
that,
We don't know what the
you
pilot-
know,
But it's gonna be
Yeah,
better.
but I can't do anything until that pilot.
Right. Oh, I know that,
Yeah.
but we don't.
But I'm just-
we don't find out.
I'm just
Alright,
saying,
but-
like,
but still we
as somebody
approve it.
sitting on the planning board, you know, like, we've got the laundry list that we're checking off. How do we in good conscience, you know, tell this person or this person, you know, that's, you know, I mean, you're in a unique situation where you're actually gonna be impacted, you know, by the development, but I drive by it, you know, I don't have to look at it at my back window.
Could something be done with this? That like people get free power or something?
Well, that's what I'm saying, like,
I mean, does anybody talk about something like
The
that?
way the community,
We talked about it.
Yeah, the
here.
way the community solar, not the Rich Road, the mega one, the community
Yeah.
solar. They will start, hypothetically, they will start with this person. We can offer you X amount of dollars a year off your power bill. Okay, then they'll go to this person, then they'll go to this person, then they'll go to this person.
when are they doing it?
I'm gonna
Right
throw away all
now
my
during
Jetsons
approval
stuff.
or after?
After they get
See,
the
and
approval.
I thought what they were doing is that they were just gonna send out a mass mailing or a mass,
Well,
you know,
They do,
whatever,
they do,
and
but they
say,
start with the closest
oh,
ones.
okay.
And
So
then,
they actually
then they,
reach out.
then
Okay,
they-
see, and I thought.
So
what
they
were
are
doing
gonna
was
have a
just saying,
benefit though.
oh, yeah.
These-
But it's
the
only
adjacent
10%.
property owners.
I
But
was
the
gonna say,
community
do we
wants
know
it.
what
Right.
the,
But we don't
it's
know.
usually
We-
pretty low, I think, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Do these
low.
already think it's
Know that?
Oh, I
Yeah,
like,
10%, I mean,
Yeah.
that's nothing,
That's nothing.
Yeah,
And you have
that
to sign
is-
up for it.
right,
Yeah,
oh, that's back to what, okay.
right.
What
So
Bill
So
it's
when is
like-
that gonna happen? The
Yeah.
community, that the 10%?
Yeah, that's,
When's that gonna happen?
That's it.
When's it
It's-
gonna happen?
10% is nothing though.
I know, but when's
It's
it gonna happen?
huge to places like the
You need to
hospital
sign
and
on.
things
Yeah.
like that,
So-
but
so
to
everybody's
the
not
average
So the
resident.
hospital's not looking at
Okay,
these.
so
The
you
hospital's
can't
not
sign up
impacted.
for-
Well,
This one and 310 and whatever.
the
and get
hospital met
85
with
million,
me
10%.
about Route 11.
That's
I know.
true.
Road.
That
Who
one.
did that, whatever.
The
that-
hospital?
The,
I
the
know.
big,
Yeah.
Okay,
It's not
the
about a.
president of the
specific
hospital, whoever he was,
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
met with me. He said, now where's the solar gonna be? I said, "It's gonna be right over there." He said, could we benefit from that? I said, yeah, just here's their number, call them. Because they want to be green.
right,
They go green, they get credits.
right.
Right.
It's all about,
It's all about the dollar.
It is.
exactly.
All right, let me read this so we can go home. Okay. November 14th. That's today, so it's hot off the press, isn't it?
I'll email everybody a copy.
All right, Village of Canton, New York. So it's addressed to me. It says the Village of Canton Board of Trustees agrees with the St. Lawrence County Planning Department's recommendation to reject the proposed Northwood solar array located on the 71-acre parcel at 295 Route 310. The development's location is immediately adjacent to the Village of Canton's municipal boundary, and due to the accessibility of village water and sewer infrastructure, is a prime location for future village development. A review of Canton's comprehensive plan adopted by the town and village of Canton, the village of Rensselaer Falls in October of 2019 indicates guiding principles and recommendations for development. First, the guiding principle of economic growth. Leverage Canton's central location in St. Lawrence County to create a cultural and economic center by providing quality infrastructure and technology, expanding existing businesses and enhancing housing options. 4-1 supports the countywide recommendations to 4.1 to promote the redevelopment of existing properties and reuse of existing buildings to retain a compact development pattern and support downtown and the hamlets. 4.2, implement land use tools as stated in the future land use section to direct growth and investment to the downtown core where infrastructure already exists and there is capacity to support future growth. 4.35, provide a diversity of quality housing options for young professionals, seniors, and families. Second, the guiding principle of resiliency and sustainability is to enhance environmental, fiscal, and economic resiliency through sound, deliberate, and efficient sustainable practices. Support local government efficiency and the application of smart growth techniques to achieve long-term community resiliency. According to the EPA, smart growth techniques emphasize compact designs in the preservation of open space, farmland, national beauty, and critical environmental areas. And then they give you a website, the EPA website. Given the proposed solar development's location adjacent to the municipal boundary and accessibility to municipal water and sewer, the project is not supported by the principles and recommendations of Canton's comprehensive plan. The development would not preserve the current agricultural use of the property and would foreclose the possibility of the property being developed for housing or other commercial uses that support the economic growth and resiliency of the village. The Canton Village Board believes that this is not the highest and best use of the land. We believe, as does the County Planning Board, that if the property cannot be used for agricultural purposes, then the highest and best use would be commercial, institutional, or residential development. For these reasons, the Village Board of Trustees recommends against the siting of this project at the proposed location. I have a couple of comments before you comment. One is Judson Street. Part of it was in the village, and part of it's in the town, right there. And they had no concerns, none at all. Then this property is located next to United Helpers. United Helpers doesn't have a problem with it. According to the developers, they're gonna give us some kind of letter. This is just nuts, in my opinion. But anyway, that's.
So they're saying they
You
want
can, you
this.
Now,
can
the
say
one-
that, you could say this about any of the areas that
That
we
you-
put in
yeah. And
a
it's wetland.
solar array.
It's
It's different though, Deb. It's
And this,
different than
and this,
Judson Street.
this new zoning table that we're, hopefully we'll have approved by the end of the year. This is not commercial. This is still,
rural.
isn't it ag rural?
Yes.
Ag residential on that road? It's not a commercial or a mixed use No, area that's
I thought they
rezoned.
said that they want that, I mean, that's the next best use of the land besides agriculture. They said if it can't be used for agriculture, it should be used for commercial development.
It's not in a commercial zone.
No,
It's not-
listen,
not
I don't
commercial,
like this project.
But it's right on the edge of the infrastructure and
Right,
Judson
the
Street,
gas lines and
wasn't-
the water lines.
it's not on the edge of the infrastructure. The Judson
Not
Street one.
Judson
And
Street.
it's tucked away. You can't hardly see it. This one is gonna be visible big time. It's a big, we have a big visibility problem with this one.
Well, it's just like the Nickerson Road.
What I'd
It's
like
not,
to,
it's almost in the same realm, but this is even worse.
No, I hear you. I never liked the 310, but that's what I go back to when we have the checklist. How can the county and the village say we don't support it? I mean, they can go on record as saying they don't support it, but is there any way to stop it in the current solar law?
what I'd like to do is send it to Bill Buchanan and get his read on it. If y'all agree
Good.
with that. We all agree?
Yeah.
Can we do that? Get his legal,
I have a problem with the letter because
and I shouldn't have said.
That-
my
that-
opinion, I'm sorry.
It's all
that
right.
parcel was for sale for years
Mm.
And nobody
Uh-huh.
wanted it.
and nobody wanted it.
Right.
And now all of
Happy
the,
property.
the town, the village could have bought that property for a song
Uh-huh.
for years.
But isn't that the way most things happen, Ian, in a lot of ways?
And now somebody
But the-
wants to do
the other-
something.
Yeah,
with it,
well,
They're all bent out of shape.
The other thing is, and would I like a housing there? Sure. I don't know how they'd ever do it because of the wetlands,
It's
the gas
wet.
lands and everything. But the other aspect of it, right behind it and right beside it, the village owns 200 acres.
And what are they doing with it?
And let's talk about what's going on over here.
What is going on over there?
Well, nothing. That's the point. It's falling
Which
down.
one?
The
Oh,
shopping
yeah, yeah.
center- the
Well,
shopping
I
center
said the
right-
whole letter talked about, let's concentrate our efforts on downtown, but we're gonna get that out of shape about this piece
Right
on
in
the
the
edge.
heart
What
of the
was the-
village and it's falling apart.
That's
And the
because the
parking-
owner-
parking lot out here is a disaster.
Well, that was what's.
And they don't want to let something positive happen. out there.
The letter you sent to us, Goulden,
Karen Goulden.
Karen
Karen
Gould.
Goulden?
It
Was
was
that
in-
That wasn't a letter.
It
That
was
was
in-
right. That
it
was
was
in
in
North
North
Country.
That was a
Country
letter
now.
to the editor.
Yeah, letter
Yeah.
to the other,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Wasn't that about,
Rich Road.
That's,
Road.
that's
that's the
Old
rich,
Town Road,
that's
okay,
the
that's
rich,
right.
Road.
no, that's the rich.
Because I
road.
read it. No.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah,
right.
it's on Old DeKalb Road.
Oh, I thought that was, she was talking
Old
about,
DeKalb Road is part of the.
She
Ridgewood
lives,
line.
she lives
It's
up.
a little confusing.
duh, hello.
I guess so.
It's really confusing because we got a project that's out there.
Her
I was
so-
gonna
Yes,
say.
that's true. That's
Her
true.
Way at the other
husband
end,
is-
though.
Her husband is Jim Gould.
Wait, yeah.
and
But
they
you
farm
know
there.
what? She paid, well, she said she pays the taxes. This is my land, this is my whatever, and I will abide by the certain rules of it, in terms of development, but it should be up to me.
It's your land.
And I have, and
Well,
you know,
there
she
needs a
said, we have
compromise.
worked this land, we
Mm,
Some
whatever
kind of
this land.
compromise.
Hello,
Like
And
at the end of the
they're
day,
60+ years old, and
Exactly.
none of their girls want to
Yeah,
do this. The kids have
retirement.
all left town.
You understand that, right?
oh,
You
yeah.
can-
They-
You can get
they're all
$30,000 to
caught,
$50,000 a year just by.
God.
having
they're all
solar.
caught up
And
in
they
the fact that
worked
the
hard
Rich Road is too big. It's gonna take, the public is gonna react against it once they start to figure it out.
But
It's
we
just
have
too
nothing
big.
to do with that.
I know that, but it's too big and too concentrated in an area.
And I don't think
Mhm.
anybody
You know,
realizes that.
and the Rich Road guys are taking advantage, like as Rocha, they're taking advantage of, concentrated energy in one place. It's just cheaper for them to do the Rich Road project than for these little 5 meg deals.
Right.
This is a money maker
But
for
they,
them.
I mean, the other, like, that's the thing when the Rich Road map, everybody sees that green lightish colored one. It shows all these parcels that go from the Irish Settlement Road to Route 11.
The miners.
Minor Street.
Right. But when you look at where the solar is actually setting, it doesn't go to
Right.
Irish Settlement Road.
Right.
The parcel does.
The parcel does.
I'll give you that. The parcel does. But where the solar is sitting, you couldn't see it.
Well, we have a state to blame for this too, and it's the Democrats mostly that I'm poo-pooing on, which every once in a while I'll do as a Democrat. They're the ones that took the local control out of our hands.
Then he sends me an email and I'm like, cars.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, the Rich Road project should be quartered it should be like, it's 240 megs, quarter it, what's that, 60 megs? 60 megs, that's it. That's as
Well, I
big as it
mean,
should be.
I thought Rainbow's letter put it in the
I-
great
Yeah.
2100 versus 1700.
Well. and
Yeah,
they
we're
don't have
all-
a
we're
say
talking
on
almost
that.
But the one,
Size
that's
of
the
the town
thing,
of
the one
Canton.
the one in Bigelow on County Route 20,
Mm,
Moss Bridge, they call it. That's 60 megawatts,
mm. Yeah.
two parcels.
Yeah.
One on the left side, one on the right side.
Mhm.
That's it, 60 megawatts.
So that leads me to my last question. I don't think I'll ask any more questions after this. What is our role in the planning board? I mean, it's safe for me if I feel really riled up, and I'm not sure if I do, about the Rich Road project and how the state is bamboozling us. And I knew this was gonna happen for years, but now it's really here. What, am I allowed to write a letter to you?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Seriously?
Has nothing,
Yes,
that's
as
nothing,
a concerned citizen.
Am I allowed to join a opposition group to Rich Road?
Absolutely.
Why not?
Well, I'm
well,
asking.
here's the thing on the Rich Road project, and they tried to get it out there and everything. On the website, there is a public comment form right there. You have a concern or a positive, negative, whatever, go to there, write it out, and it's part of the record.
Yeah, but
Right.
this is gonna take if anybody's gonna do anything about it, and I doubt we'll have any impact on it, it's gonna take a lot of people politicking big time.
But it's gonna have this,
It's not gonna happen.
it's gonna have, I'm sorry.
I think it's just gonna happen, doesn't matter what anyone
Yeah.
does.
I think
Design of our-
And I
they
don't
need to
think
make
they
it,
understand that it is not our purview.
It's not.
they need
A
to
lot of
make
people
it
don't know that.
That's too bad.
available to the public in spite of all of the drawbacks, which there's a lot. They need to have the public know the economic benefits to this town and school district.
A good point.
You
That's,
know,
that's how you're gonna sell it.
that, and without that, the public's gonna say, not in my backyard.
$280 million for the school district over 30 years.
Wow.
That's almost-
$280 million.
That's almost $10 million
To which
a
district?
year. And that doesn't count all of the
Canton,
ones that
because it's
we're
in
doing.
Canton,
Okay.
Right.
only Canton.
We won't have to pay school taxes anymore.
We'll wind up being
I
like,
saw the number.
That would, hey, listen, that would sell me.
Right?
we'll be like Colton Pierpont with all of the
With the-
hydropower. Their school taxes are nothing,
And nothing. We will be nothing.
and ours will be the same.
So I am
Mine will still
taking
be
the
through the
opportunity to
roof.
drive down the old DeKalb Road
Can you
now,
imagine that?
just to say my condolences to the land.
Well, you
So-
were there that day, what Mr. Foster said.
Mhm.
He has a business right there in the middle of Old DeKalb Road.
Yeah.
He was
To know
on a
about it.
stance of, I'm negative, but I know these people. So you know what? I probably will look at it. So I'm not. You know,
Well, in his business, he said.
wedding,
His wedding venues and different venues
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
And
shoot.
So
That's what
they'd
you're
come out and
talking
they'd
about.
see solar.
What is it? Sunset Acres.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he says, you know, he said,
It's all
can't take
solar
it
all
away
around
from
them.
him.
But you,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
I
Well,
can't-
that was what the letter was saying.
But
can't
I
do-
mean, my thing is, like I said, yeah, I'm right on the fence too. You know, I don't want anybody to tell me what I can and can't do with my land, what money I can and can't do. But I also, you know, am empathetic to my neighbors. I'm never gonna be like, screw you, I'm making my dime. So that's the question about the visual screening. Like, do I think that you're gonna be able to eliminate completely the
No.
aesthetic change? No. Who is it? Mr. Bose there out on 310. I'm looking
Right.
at that one now and I'm like, wow, when they put those trees up, that is gonna change his backyard view,
Mhm.
you know? Again, you're never gonna eliminate the impact. You're not gonna not change it, but to minimize that, I think every
What would you-
effort has to be
If you
made.
throw that out, just take 310. So they
I don't know how. they're
plant
gonna
the
do
trees
310.
and everything and have
Uh-huh.
solar there, or you throw a Walmart there.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Would
like.
you want, I,
No,
Let
no.
have the solar.
a square box,
Mhm.
Yeah.
blue and gray,
Parking lot.
Paved,
paved. Here's the thing where you take when they say clear taking trees down and
They're
everything.
spreading liquid manure behind my house today.
Yeah, I smelt it. Where they take trees down. I could take you to, I could take you probably to 10 properties that property owners are just clear cut.
They may be injecting.
No,
And there's not,
and like-
nobody's saying a thing.
But nobody's
Until-
putting solar panels up, you know, like I
We're
said,
gonna
there's a
clear cut
difference
200
between.
acres.
Right.
For what reason?
I gotta
Farmland?
let you go.
No.
No
Well,
worries,
money.
whatever.
Oh,
So, yeah,
This
pulp,
is trash.
you know,
I don't
pulp
think-
prices.
Oh,
No, I
okay.
mean,
they're up.
You don't need any of this?
Well, this is
Well,
gonna
the
be
white
revised,
pine, I'm
right?
happy
Oh,
to-
right, okay.
My new property when I bought it.
And then these are old
Mine right
ones.
now, Mark.
Okay, yep. We can
I
actually
don't
just
know
toss
yet.
them in
Tom
the,
Rockwell is the forester
recycling
that's
bin
gonna
right behind
mark
you.
trees. I
But I
think
need
it's-
to do something up in clear.
It's a tough one.
Something
It's a tough one.
Enslow, yeah.
And I'm done with old cow,
I think
right?
that's what.
Yeah, we done with old cow.
oh
I told him
jeez.
it started.
No, we
Yeah.
are not done with Old DeKalb.
Yeah, well, that's why Tom.
We
Rockwell
meet
said-
on 12-1 about secret part one.
That's,
And he's
that was a resolution I found.
like
I'll
smaller,
just change.
medium projects.
Okay,
So guys, can we adjourn?
yes,
I move, so move.
So move.
John, Bill,
All those in favor? Aye. You guys can keep talking.
carried, 7:28.
Yeah, no, like I said,
I didn't see any secret.
because what, I mean, I don't know if you have any experience with foresters. They usually, they work on a percentage, you know, they're the go-between, so, like,
No, it's.
they're gonna do.
The railroad side.
He was, he's very, very professional. It's just-
Bye,
it's around
Caitlin.
10%.
Bye, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean,
Thank
well, I
you.
mean, it's gonna be
We're
10,
here, huh?
yeah.